Hello and welcome to episode 132 Perv Patrol.
Crazy little thing called Lovdev. Yeah. It's a crazy little thing called love. Oh yeah. Come on, let's laugh and find out.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night. It's not a good night, but I don't know what time of the day you are listening to this, so why not mention all four of them? Unless there is another greeting that I do not know about. There probably is. There probably is, and there's probably a different one. Is there? I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me. I've got up early to do this recording because I have a busy weekend. Although you are listening to this from a Monday, which does not make any difference to you guys. I had a wedding, another wedding. Indians do not stop getting married, do they? This time, it was held in the UK. Didn't have to travel too far. Nice and close to a little city called Wolverhampton, which is up the road from Birmingham. I work a lot in Wolverhampton, so Wolverhampton has become a second home to me. I don't want it to be, but it has become a second home. I'm going to presume the wedding was lovely. Maybe something happened. Maybe there's something I can talk about on the next podcast if I do one. I'll be honest, I wanted to do another podcast. I wanted to do a Patreon episode, which is free anyway. I thought, why not do 2 episodes a week? If I can do 2 a week, maybe you guys would get annoyed with what I'm talking about. I don't know, to be honest. And maybe I won't have anything to say. It's quite hard recording a podcast when you don't know what to talk about. Isn't it? I don't know how podcasters who do this as a living or as a side hustle like me and just record random stuff. I have no idea, to be honest. So anyway, I'm here and you're listening to me. So that's the main thing. Hope everyone is well. Hope you had a lovely week. It's a bank holiday weekend, obviously. Today is bank holiday Monday if you're listening to the Monday. If you're not listening to this on a Monday, then you've missed the bank holiday. But that's only for the people in the United Kingdom. Oh, talking about United Kingdom, it's at the time of the year when all of the year 6 students, is it year 6? I don't know what it is in the American equivalent. It's when the kids are about 16 years of age. They're in their last day at school. They get their exam results, GCSE results. I'm not going to tell you what mine were. Let's just say they weren't even in the alphabet. My GCSE results weren't even in the alphabet, mate. Mine came with a logo. That's how bad it was. Mine came with a sad face, smiley, the emoji. Came with the sad emoji face. That's how terrible my GCSE results were. The only good thing I was good at doing at school was science. I loved science. Apart from that, and drama. I used to be great at drama. I loved drama. Probably one of the reasons that got me to stand up. Yeah, GCSE results across the United Kingdom. If you are that age and you're listening to this, I hope you got the results that you wanted. Obviously, everybody wants good results, but you got to be honest with yourself. As a child, I don't think children are very honest with themselves. My daughter will be getting her results next year, so this will be her final year in school. This is if I find out she's just played too much Fortnite on a computer with her mates, or has she actually done well? I said to my missus, do not panic. I'm sure she will do well in her exams this year and hopefully next year. If she does well, she can go to Japan. She said she wants to go to Japan. I said, do good at school and then you'll go. Otherwise, you're not going. Simple as. Life isn't easy for all of us. But how about we do a no stupid question?
It's time for no stupid questions.
Today's no stupid question has been posted by Lurker hardly known her. And the question they have asked on today's No Stupid Question on the Reddit forum is, I've seen a lot of videos of women in India being stared at, followed and harassed by large groups of men. Is this common in India? I can answer that because I have witnessed it myself. Yes, Lurker. Unfortunately, it is true. I'm not sure about the groups, mate. That probably does happen. But I've been to India and I've seen men look at women and they will just stare. Like they stare as if you have just landed from a UFO and you've come out and they've never seen this type of species before. And I think that's what it is, right? So these blokes have never seen such a beautiful woman. They could be any skin color, any race on this planet. They're not an Indian. They will stare even more. That's how bad it is. I have seen it happen. It's quite dreadful. It's very dreadful. I've seen it in other countries as well, not just India. I'm guessing, I haven't been to Pakistan, but I'm guessing it happens there as well. And I reckon it happens at other places. When I was in Turkey, I've seen people, they're not as bad in Turkey. In Egypt, they're just like in India. They will stare. In Egypt, they actually come up to you and talk to you. In India, they just stare at you. It's strange. It's like a culture thing now. And I don't know why they do it, but it is very off-putting. It is annoying. Obviously, they don't stare at the blokes. They just stare at the women. Even if you're with the woman, they will still look at her. Yes, it happens. And I'm guessing in groups, they probably do hang about in groups. And they're a bit more confident, obviously, because we're probably like that. If we're with our mates and we see a nice girl, we probably will go over and not be sleazy, but we'll try and talk to them. Yeah, but it happens. Unfortunately, it's very common in India. It's quite disgusting. I've seen people go for a number one, go for a wee in the streets. They don't even care. The blokes in India, you could be driving up an highway or, driving up a road and you'll just see loads of blokes standing. They're like statues, they are. They just pee everywhere, like they're marking their territory. Maybe that's what they do. Maybe the mankind of Indians, they hang about in the streets, they mark their territory, and then they stand around that territory staring at women. Probably what they do. Unfortunately, Lurker, yes, it does happen, mate. And I don't know how the police or how they're going to address it, because it's been there for years, mate. It's been there since I was a child. I've always remembered that there are perverts, unfortunately, in India. I mean, they can spot me from a mile. The locals in India, if I ever go to India, they know straight away I was not born in that country. They instantly tell. I think it's probably from the way I talk. Well, even if I'm not talking, it's just the way I look, the way I walk, and probably my mannerism. So, but they still wouldn't even look at me, these perverts. Which is absolutely bonkers. Talking about bonkers, which rhymes with conkers, I did a bingo night the other day at a little place called Conkers, which rhymes with bonkers. Yes, I did. It was a fantastic night. We had about 250 people. It was outdoors as well, which made it even more different. There was a lot of people there enjoying themselves. Families, there were hen do's. There weren't no stag do's. There were a couple of blokes there. It's mainly women. It's full of women having a good time, having a dance. Oh, I'll tell you what happened, actually. I've just remembered. It was crazy. Conkers it's an outdoor place. It's a family-friendly attraction, which is located in Ashby de la Zouch, which is in Derbyshire, near the Peak District. It's also protected by the National Forest in the United Kingdom. Though apparently it's an award-winning discovery centre and adventure park. And it has outdoor and indoor activities for all ages and families and groups. They have stuff like Discovery Centre. They have an educational visiting thing. I'm reading this thing off the internet. There are numerous outdoor trails, adventure playgrounds, and high ropes, of course. They also have a waterside amphitheatre where we did the Bingo Revolution night in there. They've got a train as well, and they've got ponds. They've got loads of stuff. They do stuff for Halloween and Christmas and the summer. You can go camping out there. I think you can stay there. I'm not too sure about that one. Anyway, we had a great night. I'll tell you what happened, right? This is hilarious. So whenever we do these crazy bingo nights, it's bingo with music and prizes. I always host these events when they're in the Midlands. And that night we had loads of people that were winning. So we had like 2 or 3 people every round. We just seemed to be getting more than one person. And what happened was we got these 2 girls who won, and I brought them onto the stage, and I looked at the DJ and I said, what should we do? And he said, do a lip sync battle. And I thought, great, okay. I said, ladies, we're going to do a lip sync battle. Are you ready for this? And I gave them both a gold plastic mic to pretend that it's a microphone and they're going to sing. So whilst the song was playing, I can't remember the name of the song, one of the girls said to me, give me a mic. And she grabbed the microphone out of my hand. And I thought, oh my God, what are you doing? You can't do that. One thing you do not do is grab the entertainer's microphone. So this girl started singing, and she wasn't really singing, but she was pretending to singing a little bit. And then, because she had good spirits, she passed it the other person who also won. And I tell you what, the other person, oh my God, they started singing. Wow. It was like an angel fell from the sky, and everybody in the audience was just blown away. I felt like I was on Britain's Got Talent. The funniest thing was I looked at the other girl to say, you shouldn't have done that. And now that you've done it, it's backfired on you. So obviously, the girl who had an amazing voice, she won that round. I can't remember what she won. I think it was a bottle of vodka or something like that. She was over the moon. That was it. And before she left, I said, you were great. I said, that was a great voice. I go, are you actually a singer? And she went, yeah, I sing a little bit. And I said, that was fantastic. I said, I really hope somebody recorded that and has uploaded it to TikTok or Instagram, on social media, because she smashed it. Oh my God. Something like that, right? A little tiny clip like that could get a person really far in life, I think. And I'm glad that if somebody has done it, I really hope they have done that, they can just share it. If you're listening to this, I know a couple of people followed me after that night. And if you are listening to this podcast because of seeing me at the event and you've recorded that moment, please send it to me. If you go Google my name, Lovdev Barpega, you'll find my website. You can easily contact me that way or through my social medias. I really want that clip because I think that clip will go viral. If it does not go viral, I'll be absolutely amazed because the atmosphere in that venue that day, it was just outstanding. It was one of my best nights that I've ever had. People were so much fun. And as the night got on, I think people just wanted to win prizes. That's what all people cared about at the bingo thing. They weren't that bothered. No, actually, it wasn't the prizes. I think they just wanted a bit of fun. They just wanted to dance. They wanted us to keep playing music. I'll tell you one thing we did, though. We started a little bit late because there was a massive queue for the bar. So we played in 2 extra songs where we should have gone on the dot, but we didn't. We had to finish at 10:30. Bang on 10:30. They came down to tell us, the security, and they said, you have to finish at 10:30. If you do not finish at 10:30, we are cutting the sound off. And I said to the lads, I looked at the watch. It was the last round of the bingo. And I said, we've got 10 minutes to do this round. There's 3 prizes, right? And I said, do you know what, mate? I said, I'm going to smash this. I said, watch this. I'm going to bang it out in 10 minutes. I'd done it on the dot. 10:30 on the dot. I finished and we got the winner on the stage at 10:30. Boom. Smashed it, mate. So if you want me to host your bingo nights and it's a crazy kind of bingo night, then do to get in touch. You probably won't, but yeah, get in touch. Anyway, that was how my week more or less went. So let's move on with the podcast and do this one. Unpopular opinions, unpopular opinions, unpopular opinions, unpopular. It is unpopular opinions on my podcast. Let's see what today's unpopular opinion is. This one has been put up by that one fellow, and he's literally put it up 30 minutes ago. We're straight in. This is fresh off the hook. I don't know why I'm sounding like a DJ. The more I listen to myself, the more I think that I should be back on the radio. If you got a radio station and you need a DJ, please come and speak to me. So that one fellow wants to know, if someone screams into your ear, should it be considered an assault? It more or less is kind of an assault, I think. First of all, they are in your boundary. They're in your comfort zone, aren't they? So anyone who comes close to you, they are already invading your space, which could be classed as an insult because they're in your. If you was in a fight and someone come up to your face and you're like nose to nose, to me that's a threat. So if someone comes up to me but wants to scream into my ear, that is also a threat, right? That's a verbal threat. There we go. Verbal threat, which is not good for your earlobes because, well, your ears in general, not just the lobes. The thing in the ear, the drum, it's not good for it. You don't want somebody screaming in your ear. That's an assault, mate. It should be classed as an assault. It probably is. I don't know what country you're in, but in the United Kingdom, it probably is. Do you know what? I'm going to have to find out. I'm going to have to ask LGBT, whatever it's called, LGBT, LGBT, if it is an assault. So I did ask LGBT if shouting in someone's ear is an assault, and it said yes, it is. It's an assault. It says right here, depending on the circumstances. So in legal perspective, it's an assault typically referred to any act that intentionally causes another person to fear imminent physical harm, while the physical contact is not necessary for an act to be considered assault. The key factor is the intent to cause fear or harm. Also, battery. If the shouting is so loud or aggressive, it causes actual harm, such as temporary or permanent hearing damage. So that's classed as battery. There are specific contexts. I'm guessing this is all American, but I don't know. Probably worldwide. Who knows? So there's an intent. If someone shouts in someone's ear, that's an intent to cause harm or distress. There's the physical harm side of it. So if it causes actual physical injury during hearing loss or severe pain. And then the environment, depending on the environment, how the shouting occurs. So it says here, for example, if it happens during an argument, it's seen as part of a pattern of aggressive behavior. It might be treated more seriously than if it occurred in a more neutral situation. So you can actually take, if you've had somebody shouting in your ear and it's caused pain or whatever, that one fellow, you can take them to court. You can generally take them to court. So yes, screaming in somebody's ear is an assault. We have answered today's unpopular opinion. I'm going to read a bit more of what that one fellow has put down on this post. I've probably already answered it. He said, I've seen a lot of videos of protesters that get right up to someone's ear screaming at the top of their lungs in attempt to silence their opposition. This can permanently damage your hearing and be very painful. I think that responding by becoming combative should be considered self-defense and completely justified. I also think they should be charged with the assault. Yes, well, I've already answered that. Yes, it should be justified. You can't shout in someone's ear. You're invading their personal space. You can take them to court, even if even if you don't think it was that bad. I don't know what I'm talking about. But that was today's unpopular opinion. I get shouted at all the time. Like, in my job role, when I'm working in Pacific Wars in the mental health sector, we always get shouted. And you know what? That can be one of the worst things. Or just someone screaming really loud, making loads of noise. It can get annoying. So as well as the physical side, there's always the mental side of, of how it can affect someone. Screaming is the worst, man. That's one thing I can't stand, is somebody screaming, especially in my ear. It's annoying. Like the wife. Okay, I think it's time we do a weird news story. I wonder what today's weird news story is going to be. And believe it or not, this weird news story comes all the way from the good old USA. Robo-taxis frustrate sleepless residents with constant honking. A live stream set up by one resident monitors the taxi car park has now gathered tens of thousands of views from people all over the world. So the world's only self-driving taxi company has been forced to fix a fleet of cars after residents complained about their constant honking. Waymo's autonomous cars arrived in a car park in San Francisco, California. Knows how to party in the city of bong bong. A few weeks ago, where they wait between jobs. However, the cars were installed with an update that made them beep their horns whenever another car reversed close to them. So Christopher Cherry, shout out to Christopher Cherry, who lives next to the car park, told Sky, United States partner NBC, that he was really excited to have Waymo in the neighborhood when they moved in, thinking it would bring more security and quiet to the area. Instead, the taxis beeped at each other right through the night as they parked or set off on a journey. Making it hard to sleep. I have got a video of the honking that you can listen to thanks to my the new sound recording technology on my podcast. So this is the recording that Waymo has made. Now, as I play it, he's basically looking outside of his apartment window and he can see a car park and it's just full of white taxis. These are driverless taxis. And this is what he has to put up with every night, the poor bloke. So, there we go. And they are literally queues of these taxis. And they're just honking at each other. Absolute madness. I would be well annoyed with that, I'll be honest. That would do my head in. Which is a good thing. We don't have driverless taxis in the United Kingdom. I don't think so. I bet there probably is. It's probably in London. I'm probably already wrong. Anyway, we'll carry on with the story. It says, we started out with a couple of honks here and there, and then as more and more cars started to arrive, the situation got worse. Mr. Cherry said. The cars are robotic and they're honking at each other, and there's no one in the cars when it's happening, and that's absurd. One resident got so irritated that she started live streaming the car park on YouTube, gathering tens of thousands of views on some of her videos. Help, says Sophia Tongue. Shout out to Sophia Tongue. I'm glad you got a tongue that you're talking with your tongue. Okay, we'll better not do that. At the end of one of her videos where the cars can be heard beeping late at night, Mr. Cherry said the honking happens daily at different levels, with the most intense honking the most intense honking occurring around 4 a.m. at evening rush hour times. It's very distracting during the workday, but most importantly, it wakes you up 4 times in the morning, he said. The cars appear to head off to their charging depot at around 4 a.m., which is a parade of autonomous taxis that caused great anticipation on YouTube live stream. Hundreds of viewers eagerly wait for the cars to start leaving on the morning. It's starting, everyone, said one viewer. It's parade time, said another, and that's comments on YouTube. Miss Tongue viewers have even made a Google spreadsheet with the time codes for most of the interesting moments in the car park. Such as extensive honking or a fun bit of parking by one of the cars. That's hilarious. We didn't quite anticipate. The taxi firm, which is owned by Alphabet, which is a Google parent company, said the honking problem is now fixed. We recently introduced a useful feature to help avoid low-speed collisions by honking if other cars get too close while reversing towards us, said a Waymo spokesperson on Sky News. It has been working great in the city, but we didn't quite anticipate it would happen so often in our own parking lots. We've updated the software so our electric vehicles should keep the noise down for our neighbours moving forward, they said. As the cars left their car park at 4 a.m. on a Wednesday, the honking did indeed appear to be solved. Miss Tongue has confirmed to hundreds of live viewers in the chat they didn't honk. So, the problem has been solved. Way. I'll be honest, you will never find me in one of them taxis. Nah, mate. Are you mad? A driverless taxi car? I don't think so. I don't trust that thing one bit. And another thing is putting people out of work. Like, we need people to have jobs. Do you know what I mean? I like to have a conversation with someone. You know, ask them where they're going, how their day's been, what time they're finishing. The usual taxi questions we ask the taxi driver. I used to be a taxi driver. So, and I used to like having conversations with my passengers. Would you find me in one of those? No, you would never find me in one of those driverless taxi cars. No, thank you, mate. I'm old school.